Hello and welcome to the Underpowered Podcast, a gaming podcast where even if we're busy, we still find time to play the games. My name is Shelby Stokes, and with me today is Mr. Casey Cool.
Yo.
Eric Scott.
What's up?
And returning guest to the show, Parker Simmons is here. What's up, my man?
I'm here. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
It's so nice to see you. I mean, it's been crazy. There's been a crazy couple of months since we've seen you last, and we're almost to 2023. The new year is looming.
It's all 2020 in my brain.
Yeah.
It's just been an animation. I'm like, oh, 2020 part 3. Cool. Let's go. Like, is it done? Is it done?
This like the second half of Final Fantasy VI, where the music changes and the world is brown and
ruined.
All your friends are just everywhere else, and the continents have split up. Yeah, I'm there. I'm about there.
Yeah. I'm looking for Shadow. Like I'm
hoping. But I'm not going to take a leap of faith as it was localized. That Celeste did.
You're not going to. Oh, you're not. In case Uncle Sid dies. Yeah. We don't.
I gotta say this.
It was feed him the right fish. I think that's a moral. I think we all need to protect the ocean eat the right fish. I think that's the big picture for Final Fantasy VI. Save the Earth, man.
Is that their subtitle? Final Fantasy Eat the Right Fish.
Yeah.
DLC. It's coming your way, guys.
The first. If they make a remake like they did in Final Fantasy VII, that mini game will be insane, I'm sure.
Way more involved.
So it's been a long time since we've all gotten together too.
It has been. It's been a hot minute. Like I don't know the last time we saw you, but it's sure nice to see your beautiful face.
Thanks. Oh, you're talking to Parker. Okay, sorry. I've been gone a lot too.
We're all beautiful.
Thank you.
In our own way, but me most of all. But mostly me.
And we essentially were like, okay, we got to have Parker on because what's going to happen is this game called Pokémon came out and literally took over the world. Like everybody and their brother is talking about it. It's on all the social channels, shorts galore. Wherever you're watching, you see the Pokémon. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Inescapable.
It's been okay. I've been in my brain. I've wanted to I've been thinking, how do we start this? Do we just talk about and get it out of the way, the big elephant in the room or the big Dawn fan in the room? Have you? Do we do it? I think we have to be honest about the performance. This is the weirdest thing. I'm gonna be real critical. The technical performance is not great. It chugs. It's bad. There's been clipping issues when people are online. My favorite reaction is when it's their eyes go woo, and like people now admit it like a internet reaction when from cartoons, eyes go long, people get randomly big. My son was playing because we both got Scarlet and Violet, and he got stuck in a door in a building that didn't load on the first day, and he was like, "I'm gonna lose everything." He was so upset. He was so excited for his. I'm like, "Hey, take a deep breath. We're gonna just keep tapping A." And he did that for 5 minutes, and it finally loaded for him. But I was like, "Oh man."
Lucky.
He had been about 3 hours in at that point. And his game has crashed on him. And I think part of it is he has autosave on. I've taken that off. And those issues, it's not. Eric said this to me. He goes, this probably shouldn't have the Nintendo seal of approval just yet.
Yeah.
Because we've always talked about that seal of approval means it is technically, you knew you're getting a quality game.
Yeah.
If you see that Nintendo seal of approval. And
it's interesting. I was talking about that particularly, the quality control, and I've seen some misleading articles saying Nintendo this, Nintendo that. I'm like, this is not a Nintendo game. Nintendo published it. This is a
Game Freak game.
And what I think a lot of people don't understand is that Game Freak is not a first-party Nintendo developer. They are a second-party Nintendo developer in the way that Bungie is with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Nintendo has a majority stake, but they are also owned by the Pokemon Company and then Game Freak itself. So you've got 3 cooks in the kitchen, and I'll say this. Pokemon, the Pokemon Company, the largest portion of their profits, if you're looking at a bar graph, here's the games. The rest of this is plushies, not merch, plushies only. So it's kind of unsurprising the sort of, I don't want to say lack of care, but I want to say like the sort of laissez-faire attitude. Let's just say they're like, it'll be fine. And ultimately, as somebody who I just checked, I have 114 hours in the game. Ultimately, it is fine. But the fact of the matter is, it still is a Nintendo product. It's published by them. And Nintendo never does anything less than absolutely rock solid. So it is pretty surprising to see it come out in this state. That said,
the fact that they responded to it, that's the first time when Nintendo's like, "Hey, there is an issue. We know that
they've never done
and the
that.
only reason why they said that is because there was a game-breaking bug in the competitive scene that if you did a certain sequence, the 100% KO moves would always hit. So there's these moves that like instant kill, but they're I think 20% accuracy, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching a video clip. The sheer cold is the ice one. And this guy just kept hitting it, and it made the online broken. If you had that combo, you would is instant win button. And I kind of wish I did it, to be perfectly honest. I was like, oh man, here's my chance to be awesome.
But doesn't that also kind of feel like the straw that broke the camel's back? Like the entire internet was like, this game is pretty chintz. Like you can see the technical issues are obvious, but still everybody was like all about it.
Yeah.
And you can see like, in the chat, Shane kids have to experience these crashes. Back in the day, you'd buy a Pokemon game and you'd feel solid about it back when we were kids. And now it kind of seeing like the amazing nature of Pokemon baked into this game, but just missing the technical prowess is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
It's kind of unsurprising though, because I feel like they overreached with their ambition. When you look at something like Legends Arceus, which does a lot of what this game does, but it's all in separate zones, one town, all sort of like walled off and much more manageable. And in less than a year, with I'm guessing a separate team or the same team, they're like, hey, how about an open world, completely multiplayer experience online? I'm like, how?
That was a separate team.
With what? Yeah, that's shocking to me. And I'm saying it's not a surprise, but I'm really hoping they're able to. I mean, it's pointless for me. I've completed the decks. Everything to do in this game is done.
And Scarlet?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It only took 60 hours to complete the decks. Absolutely finished. I played another 40 hours after that because it was so engaging. But it's clear that, that's in spite of a lot of this other stuff. And so you have to wonder just how much more magical it could be and how much more worthy of the sort of legacy of that franchise it could be if it were finished, frankly, done.
Yeah, and I agree with you. To have Arceus come out just earlier this year, they didn't have to put anything out this fall. Nope. Like it didn't feel like they needed to put anything out. They had built enough goodwill in that title to carry us for at least another 12. Even
I was shocked when they had a trailer.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. And in terms of like the studio, I think you're right. I think it was a separate team, but they were in the same production house or something like that. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Eric, you were going to say something. I know you were a big Arceus player too.
And I think from my perspective, coming into this game, I had super high expectations. I think a lot of people did. I was expecting something Arceus mixed with Breath of the Wild, put it together. Hey, we've done it before. We've seen it before. It's come out great. It must be easy. And whoa, what's this? This is is it, in my opinion, it's the most fun, engaging Pokemon game I've ever played. It's as a kid, that's what you want. You want to explore a Pokemon universe. You want to go wherever you want. You want to be able to, there's that. Oh, there's a shiny. And it's all happening around you, and it's really cool. I think we're playing a beta version. I think we're playing.
Oh, like I said with Arceus?
Yeah. Well, that in a different way. Arceus was a very it functioned great. It loaded great. It performed
it's
great.
It's a finished game that shows the promise of what's to come, whereas this is what's to come that's not finished.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
It's a sort of I want to say this before I forget. I think what you said about the game, not being necessarily finished, but still like the best Pokemon has ever been is kind of appropriate because the whole theme of this game is paradox.
Yeah, true.
Two truths existing at once, that it's the best Pokemon's ever been, and it's also wildly unfinished.
The music is amazing.
Oh,
the gameplay loop is the most satisfying gameplay loop Pokemon has ever had.
Yes.
So that's the thing. All that aside, because of how strong the gameplay is and how strong the sequencing can be, it's great. It's so good. Yeah. And I think when they get the DLC, they'll probably upgrade some stuff like they did with the last one. But here's the other thing. Game Freak has only made like Game Boy graphics, pixel art games forever. And this is kind of their studio is now adapting to these 3D models. They're kind of in their like 360 phase right?
Mhm.
They're always playing tech behind. It's never been about the tech. And I think they will listen. They're making changes. So the next entry, I think I'd be curious. They can't do this anymore, though. They can't be like, hey, the game's graphically not on par. And people want to blame the Switch. The Switch had Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
It's not the Switch.
It's Game Freak. And Game Freak needs to take ownership of that and step that up. And that's why I think they said the thing. That aside, though, that gameplay loop is so good. So
Very,
good.
very
It went in my veins. Give it to me.
And what did I say? I compare it to Skyrim. Super buggy. I love Skyrim.
A legendary game.
Exactly.
Right.
And to that I say, hire the people that modded up Skyrim. Get
Right.
like 3 dudes that modded up Skyrim. Put them in a room, and they'll fix Pokemon.
I sent a video to I think you, Eric. Someone modded Pokemon Scarlet on their PC already and put it at 60 FPS, and it's like, oh,
gorgeous.
This looks amazing. Like,
Yes.
just Nintendo, hire this guy. Or
there's
Game
somebody. I think somebody found that there was a memory leak when you had save data to your SD versus your system. So they're like, there's definitely some like optimization issues that's causing this weird stuff. So I'll be interested to see what they do. But I would say they've already got a fantastic resource at their disposal, and that's Monolith Soft, who has helped on every gigantic open world game. They are masters of optimization. The Xenoblade games, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they make those Xenoblade games look as good as they do.
Do you like those games?
I love them. I've played them all.
Okay.
I mean, Xenoblade is in the running for Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
RPG of the year too, yeah.
I could give you a short tier list, and Xenoblade 3 would be at the bottom for me, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, nowhere near the top. At the top is Xenoblade 1. I'd put maybe X underneath that, then 2, then 3. What's funny is I'm like, you know what it is? It's like and I want them in that order, like best in show. I'm like, in the order that you made them. The first one was the best. The second one was the second best. The third one was the third best. I'm like, how are these not getting better? You really nailed it the first time, but that's because they added a lot of quality of life features to the remaster of the first Xenoblade, so it shot up a few levels. And there's just something with 3. I don't know. There's something very aggressively depressing about 3. I don't know how else to put it. That game makes you not want to be around anymore. Like it hurts you to play.
I saw a lot of people on the internet saying it was sad.
And not in a fun.
Pokemon is also super sad. Arvin, hello.
Oh, but that's a hopeful ending. There's no happy ending in Xenoblade 3. And it's like from the very beginning, I think I tweeted about it. I was like, damn, normally they wait until the 20, 30 hour mark to drop the crazy existential body horror on you. But out of the gate, Xenoblade 3 is, you're a bunch of weird pubescent clones and you only lived for 10 years. Enjoy dying in endless war. And I'm like, I don't want this.
Oh, this game is for me. I wasn't sold until that last line. Now I am in.
Hey,
let's
check it.
do this.
I completed the game. I'm not saying it's no good, but I'm saying all of those games are, incredibly good, but of all of them, I like the first one the best. There's a level of charm that they just have not been able to
is it as charming as Larry the gym trainer? Because I think Pokemon is the superior. I think Larry the gym changer. I gotta go back to.
I love Larry.
The fact that the gym trainers are like,
how can you not?
Yeah, I have a full-time job. I'm just like, I have to be here. So let's get this thing going. Come on.
Doesn't he literally say, "I will show you the futility of hopes and dreams"?
Yeah.
He says something crazy. He says something crazy like believing in yourself is bullshit, and then he throws out a Star Raptor. And I'm like, I love this man. He is my heart. This man, I identify strongly with Larry. Friendship is a lie. He throws out.
Yeah, you're like, okay. Like some of the gym trainers are like, all right, and then Larry comes up.
Dead inside.
Like, whatever. I'm just normal, run of the mill. I just want to eat my food. I like it here.
Exceptionally ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Got a great head of hair. I'll give him that too.
His
killer
gray,
eyebrows.
His gray flyaways, fantastic.
Yeah.
What a way to style that. Well done, Larry.
Did you get Scarlet or Violet, Parker?
Scarlet.
I think we're all 3 Scarlet. My son's Violet. I will say this: the Violet Dragon Pokemon you ride is way cooler looking. When I watch him,
way cooler, but the exclusives are way better in Scarlet.
Yeah, I would say Scarlet's the better version if you're looking to buy.
Though fans
for like powerful
it,
Pokemon.
Like the fan community has made it very easy to complete your decks. There is a list of link codes that people use to trade your exclusive Pokemon 1-for-1 with the other. Listed out, and it's a fantastic resource if you can find it. I didn't. Fortunately, I was like, or unfortunately, it wasn't difficult, but I was like a week ahead of that list coming out. So I got lucky, and a couple randos. We did it how we did in Sword and Shield. You just kind of knew what the other person was looking for.
You need this.
Well, you would flash one over and over, and then they would flash like,
oh, I have this. Right, yeah.
Yes,
the secret Morse code of Pokemon. Trade. Wonder Trading's great, but I really like the feature too. If you're playing in a group, Eric and I played in a raid. I played in a group with my son. I can catch Pokemon from Violet in my game when he's in the game.
You have to be in proximity though. You can't if you're on another side of the map, that Pokemon will not spawn.
I'm waiting
I did not like that. Just if I'm in another world, let me get the other Pokemon.
It sucks because it's like, hey, you're playing multiplayer and you need to be together because it's the community aspect. Because it's all about like, oh, you play with someone with link cables. I just want to go to Area Zero with him. All right, I don't care about anything else. No. I want to go to Area Zero.
This right here is why I love Arceus. Pokemon is a single player game.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to play it with other people.
You don't want to battle anybody?
It's a JRPG. The battle system is ludicrous. If you go online, you can learn how to cheese it. There is no competition. It's all done by robots and AI. Machines have taken over Pokemon. It's a pointless, fruitless endeavor.
I think the people in the World Pokemon Championship would fully disagree with you. Those guys are good.
And they can disagree with me all the live long day. I don't care. It's a JRPG. Get rid of the multiplayer aspect. Get rid of the competition. Get rid of all that shit and buff up your story. Buff up your story and make it like Shin Megami Tensei so that I have 4 Pokemon in a party, and buffs will mean something. I can't stand it. It's been how many years, and you never need a buff or a debuff? You plow through 100 hours of the game just punching the other Pokemon in the face. They're like, what about Screech? Why do I need it? Well, I don't know. You don't. Well, then stop making me learn it. It's meaningless. I don't get it. I want
Screech. Yeah,
more Arceus, more Legends Arceus.
I do think they missed. I do miss throwing the Pokeball in Arceus.
Yes,
I really like that. But I want the battling from this Pokemon. I don't want the Arceus battling.
You know what? Every
I disagree
game
with that though, and I'll tell you why.
Every version that they've made, the evil team has just gotten more and more and more pathetic.
That's true too.
I want like an actual. I want to like fear. Is this world really going to end?
I want to fight the mafia again.
Yes, give me the mafia. Yeah.
I want the what was the
Black and White. I think is the last really good Team Plasma because they're like we want no one to have Pokemon.
That was fascinating.
That was they were like and they're like we're Pokemon Liberation thing. And then the one guy's like, "No, I'm the only one that wants Pokemon." And you're like, no.
Kind of a cop out, right? I want to say this about Arceus' battle system real quick. I disagree with you. I enjoy that battle system about 1,000 times more, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why. 1, it's way faster. 2, the Pokemon actually make contact with each other. Why did they go back on
I like that with the art.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with that.
3, the quick and strong system is the most clever, inventive remix to the Pokemon battle formula they have ever had.
But it's not as cool.
Mega Evolution. Toss it. Toss it in the trash. Nope. Disagree. Gigantamax, slow, in the trash. Mega Evolution, slow, pointless, in the trash. Terrestrializing, a little faster, a little more interesting because you're mixing up the types and it goes quicker. But quick and strong always made it a guessing game. You never knew what you were going to do. And I love the idea that my Pokemon, if I play it just right, can give me a 1-2 punch, and then it's done faster, which again is the ultimate supreme end goal of all Pokemon design. Faster. Anytime something gets faster in Pokemon, fans cheer. And in this game, they're like, let's slow it down a little bit more.
You picked Fuecoco, right? You both did?
I did.
You guys picked the slowest starter.
Nah. He steamrolled every gym I took him to.
He's good.
It was laughable. Yeah. They're like, hey, bug type fire. Grass type fire. maybe this type ghost. Maybe a psychic ghost.
Oh, ice?
Ice,
yeah.
fire.
Ice, fire. What about the water gym? Okay, all right. The one
Yeah, guess what? I can feed him Terra crystals and he's now grass.
I brought out my beautiful Kilowattrel and I showed
my son likes
Tofu the meaning of the mind.
Dude, Annihilate. I like Annihilate.
Oh,
I picked the duck, the Quacksalquaval. I named him after a JRPG character. Any guesses?
You gotta narrow it down a little bit. Which
Dragon Quest. It's in the Dragon Quest franchise.
And why did you name him for this particular character? Did you name him Sylvando?
Yeah.
Because they're both very, very carnival, very festive.
Yeah, very carnival. The dancing, that flamboyant
gesture,
like,
flamboyant.
He is Sylvando. I was like, yeah, done. And he's just there.
Good name. And Paldea, Spain. Sylvando's with the Spanish accent.
It all fit. I was like, done. He's cool. I think you guys got the cooler starter.
Yeah. So you brought up Annihilate, but I wanted to say I feel like this game is just bravo to fighting types. It nailed fighting. So many great fighting type Pokemon. Mm-hmm. I love. How do you feel about the generational mouse electric mouse?
Oh yeah, the little guy fighting. And he gets electric fighting. He's really good. He
threw me for a loop. I saw some interesting. Yeah, Pommy, Pommo, Pomot.
Yeah.
Eric has a shiny one. You guys are shiny. Are you still shiny hunting? The cat's cool. My son picked the cat. Chetzale 99. The cat. He is rad. He has a move that never misses and it crits every time. You're like, oh, okay. Fancy. And he's the fastest. He's great.
Yeah, I've heard it's like a glass cannon type. You bring him out, you hope to God you one shot.
Yeah. People were kind of upset with their final design, but as actual Pokemon, they're very effective. They're good.
Honestly,
they're good.
I'm not put off by typically bipedal is a thumbs down for me, but it was unique enough that I was like, okay, that's a little more in the Blaziken and less in the Bruxish or whatever that one is called.
He is Spanish Blaziken, full on. He has a super kick. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is water Blaziken.
Well, Meowscarada, not Meowscarada, I mean.
Meowscarada? That's kind of like Delphox a little bit. Too,
a little bit, but I thought it was just fantastical enough and a little less Incineroar is just straight up what if a wrestler was a furry? I'm like, okay, but that's not
you mean my favorite?
But that's
Pokemon?
not. But it's not a Pokemon anymore. It's like as soon as it crosses the line into sentient,
my favorite Pokemon.
It's a person. That's a person. It shouldn't be in a Pokeball. It makes me uncomfortable.
Favorite here. This is a gift from Rillaboom. Big fan of him too.
That's okay, a primate, right? But I see Incineroar walking on two legs with a wrestling belt, and I'm like,
you're in a costume.
You're not an animal. You're a man.
You're a man.
Hello Kitty is a man.
You're Hello Kitty.
Yes,
Hello Kitty's actually a woman in a costume, right? That's the
exactly a human. No, not a costume. It's Stuart Little style. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Stuart Little is not actually a rat. He is a human boy that was born a few inches tall and looks exactly like a rat, but is not one.
No.
Look it up. Look it up. I'm not talking about the movie.
Is that what they say to him because they're like, "Hey, you're different"? They just want him to think he's a real boy.
Look it up. It's one of those weird. It's one of those weird proto. This was before they had a language for these type of furry mascot characters, and so they were just like, "It's a human boy who looks like
the missing link."
But I mean that literally. I'm not I'm not interpolating for you. I'm like, check the Wikipedia. He is a human boy born that small who looks like a rat. I don't know. Hello Kitty's the same.
Oh, you've been playing a game with a lot of rats.
Dude, I've been playing a game with a lot of rats, but I mean, this Pokemon talk.
Yeah.
Do you think that? So have they announced DLC for this new one?
If you break down the coding, and there's 2 books in the game, I'm going to do mild spoilers. I'm going to give people 5, 4. Eric, do you know about these books? 3?
No.
Do you want to cover your ears? So
just do it. Just do it.
So there's 2 books, and there's a future Virizion, the grass fighting one, and then there's a past. I always say his name wrong. The water dog, Suicune, and it's it has saber-toothed things. It looks really cool, and so they've hacked that. And then there's this one part of the map where there's these hard lines by the ocean.
Yeah, I was going to say the map. You can clearly see
where it's going to go.
There's a block. Oh, that's where we're going.
And God of War in a week, 5 million copies. Pokemon, 3 days, 10 million copies, crushing it. They know the DLC makes money because they used to do the one-off game. They do Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Red, Yellow.
They've restructured that.
And the DLC is that. And they can do 2 DLCs and spread out their time and keep the people happy and keep feeding the Pokemon machine. Feed the money machine. Feed the Pokemon, and the Pokemon make billions. That's the game.
I mean, even with it launching so buggy and technically frustrating for everybody, everyone is talking about this game. Like, even people that I don't hear playing games very often are coming in and being like, nope, this is a game. I recommend it. It's broken. We know it's broken, but still, it's absolutely
amazing.
I want to say this, though, because I will say
all that aside.
The broken talk that I hear so often, I'm like, guys, it's not broken. I've played some broken games.
I know how Cyberpunk fans feel. That's how I kind of look at it. They were all like,
"This game."
You're like, I'm sure.
Utterly playable. Play Sonic 06. That is a broken game. You will not proceed.
Sonic Forces.
You will always be able to proceed in Pokemon. It'll be okay. And even if you have autosave turned off, there is actually a secret like debug backup save you can do. I think on the main menu, you press up, X, and Y at the same time.
Yep.
It lacks a lot of polish, but I think it's a little buggy, but it ain't broken.
How do you feel about they ask in the chat, Pokemon Chat voice acting debate going around online? I think there's some validity to it. There were a couple cutscenes where they went harder on the animation, and I really like that. I want to see more of that. I'm okay too with like a little bit of voice acting. I think we talked about this Triangle Strategy. Eric played that. Parker, I knew you played it. If they just said like a couple words and then I could read it, that would have been so much better. Because then I'm hearing their voice, and then you give them long dialogue on key scenes. That would have more people would have played Triangle Strategy or not dropped off of it because the story is so heavy-handed. And I think Pokemon could do that, but your character is a silent protagonist. I want voice reaction video games. I want to be able to like, with my own voice, and they're like, they talk back to me.
No, I don't want it. I think if they're going to improve any aspect of the game, that's not the one I'd be asking for.
Nope.
What's your guys' number one that you're asking for, Eric?
Honestly, I think they could flesh out the world a bit more. I want an active world. I want to throughout the entire game, and I'm gonna go. No, that's not where I'm going. Actually, going back to Skyrim, I want an active world. I want to feel. So the entire time I went through the game, and I hate criticizing this game because I love it so much.
It's okay.
It's so good, and we're nailing on it, but.
We're also saying it's the greatest Pokemon experience.
But I did not feel like
it's sold in 1 million copies. It'll be okay.
Yeah. I did not feel compelled to explore a town. I didn't feel engaged in it.
There is no town.
I wanted to go inside of a building and
the fact that there's just doors painted on walls and you can't go into them.
It's like a Universal Cowboy lot.
They do the day and night cycle with the Pokemon. I want I want the town to be that way.
You want immersion. More immersion because that's where
exactly.
And this is something I did a stream the other day with we were sort of shiny hunting and people were talking about Pokemon and what we want from it and blah blah blah. And I think people want a lot of different things, and I'm with Eric on the voice acting purely just because it would slow it down. Don't slow it down. Anything that speeds up Pokemon is the thing that goes first. Anything that slows it down should go in the trash. So bring back literally every feature from Arceus because it was faster. But
no separate zones. No separate zones.
That's fine. No separate zones. But I want to be able to just throw a ball. I want quick and strong moves back, and I want to be able to duck, roll, and avoid Pokemon at all costs. But just to go off Eric real quick.
I think we need to find happy medium. The battling from the traditional with the speed. I think we're there, and the actions are there. But anyway, go ahead.
I like quick strong. It's clever. And it gives their Pokemon a chance to actually fight back instead of me just bodying them. Just corpse after Pokemon corpse in front of my team. Fight back!
What if they put in the Pokken engine and you can have a Street Fighter style Tekken fight with the Pokemon in there?
I don't need that. I just need I need a little more bite back on my knee.
Hey, Langley, I don't want to ban you. Hold on. Someone's talking about Digimon in here. I'm about to give him the boot. Get that garbage out.
But I think what Eric is touching on is something, it's the one thing, that all Pokemon fans can agree on. We're coming up, it's 25 years. It's 1,000 Pokemon. The beauty of this franchise is that everybody's got a favorite. no two people are going to like the same thing, which means that everybody's going to complain. But ultimately, the flip side is that everybody loves it. Yeah. And the reason everybody loves Pokemon is not the numbers. It's not the metagame. It's not even really the characters. It's the Pokemon and the bonds that we forge with them. And in order to reinforce that, in order for us to teach Pokemon the power that's inside, you teach me, they also, they need to teach us as well. And in order to do that, you need to increase anything that builds immersion. And that comes down to not just having a town with things inside of it in a sort of day-night cycle and maybe a side quest here or there. I think it's still like the thing that's bugging me. The thing I want most is I want IVs and EVs completely deleted. I want them gone.
Or just make it so you can be like, I can set it at any time.
Oh, well, let me talk about how we offset that to create more immersion, right? Pokemon is about forging a bond with a unique digital creature that you feel is all your own. And when you were a kid, it felt like that because a lot of this metadata was completely hidden and you didn't know about it. So you really felt like my Charizard's a little bit stronger than yours. And you didn't know why. That is an immersive quality that is now missing because we know all about it. And the Pokemon and Game Freak, they fought for years to just keep that shit hidden away from you. Until finally they're like, okay, this is what they're called. And they're not called IVs and they're not called EVs. They're called this stat and they're called that stat. Now we have a judge who'll tell you this and we have an item that'll pass it on that. But here's the other thing. They've also recognized how tedious, obnoxious, and irrelevant it is. Starting in Sword and Shield.
Like, just give your thing a golden bod cap and a mint and you're good to go.
Like, in Sword and Shield, you needed to be level 100. In this game, and you needed to earn bottle caps. In this game, you only need to be level 50 and you can buy bottle caps. And here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I'm seeing. This barrier to post-game, metagame entry got this lower.
Get rid of it. And so, I think you're right. Just get rid of it.
Get rid of it!
And just let everybody go. Conclusion. Let everybody go at level 100. Like, hey, you put your Pokemon in something and you build it the way you want for competitive battling. They do the rental teams too for the people that are willing to be like, I'm going to breed this thing.
They have made a delicious steak, covered it in cheese, grits, and ketchup. And one day they took the ketchup off and somebody was like, you know what? This is pretty damn good. And then they took the grits off and they're like, you know what? I'm really tasting the steak more. You're almost like there. You're almost there.
Maybe somewhere beyond the clouds that we could find an answer to the greatest minigame of picnic building for Pokemon 2. And the Ed Sheeran song about them having a picnic. The Ed Sheeran song in the credits. I was like, oh, okay. The picnic minigame is maybe up there with Blitzball for me. I'm always pissed when my sandwich falls apart. I never make a pre-made.
I'll give you one trick for free. One trick for free is that you don't have to put the bread on top. You can toss it off the side. But here's the last thing I want to bring up. This is something I talked about on that stream. So we're still talking about building an immersive quality. Every Pokemon needs to feel special, right? Yeah. Here's my free pitch. They will never listen to this. It doesn't matter, but I'm hoping they just do it one day. Shiny Pokemon are also kind of irritating, and they're making them easier and easier to catch. And I'm like, you're almost there. You're so close to getting rid of shinies and IVs and replacing it with size and color. Yeah. Every Pokemon should oscillate between. In this game, they got rid of the alphas. Hate that. I love the alpha Pokemon. Here's what I want. They need to be this little and this big and every size in between. And you also need to pick some kind of monochromatic color scheme, right? Charizard is, that's like two colors, not monochromatic, but orange or blue, right? But his colors should range between yellow to green and then a secondary color for blue.
Give me rainbow.
So every Pokemon has a unique size and a unique color, and then you create
what if they could have like unique marks too? Like you think about like a blue healer,
I'm just trying to keep this real simple for them. I'm trying to keep it so simple that they could program a couple lines of code and all of a sudden every Pokemon is special.
They took that from Pokemon Go. They're like, oh, people like this in Pokemon Go. Eric and I, Parker, do you play Go?
My wife played it with our kid, and my wife did it under duress. She did not want to play it, but my kid enjoyed it so much that she's like, play it. No, not Pokemon NFT.
No,
Don't do NFTs. We're talking
Pokemon
about
NFT would work though.
Get outta
That
here.
would be
Get
something
outta here.
that would actually
you'll
work.
don't lose all your money to Pokemon NFT. I'm talking about creating a unique bond between the player.
SBF takes
and
over
the game.
Pokemon.
Well, look at how well this technically launched. Like, obviously, you can trust them with your crypto dollars. Don't worry, guys. Just dump in your savings. You're good.
Just
Don't
put them in
worry
a
about
nice
it.
small bank in Washington State that was only giving out farm loans for about, they're 100 years. Only 5 people work at the bank.
No,
Great idea. Let's do it.
No, what you do is you buy a first edition Charizard at the bottom and then wait for the next pandemic and then sell it.
Eric's right. Eric's right.
That you two were joking. Eric's strategy will literally work.
I know. Hey man, no.
How was that a joke? That worked.
No.
Eric does our Pokemon show on Thursdays. For those that don't know, he does Underpowered Pokemon Hour, where he opens boxes. Eric's a heavy card collector.
Every opinion he's had so far has been the correct one. So
Get that out of here, Shelby.
Speaking of card collecting,
This guy today, I said, "What's this from?" And he goes, "Oh, from Fortnite, because Dragon Ball's in Fortnite." And I was like, "I hate you so much."
I am on the Fortnite
You're
train.
all the way down there.
We can't.
we have to go in the corner.
Oh.
I gotta go.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. We all 4.
We turn into a pretty similar. It wouldn't be that different.
Yeah.
So Fortnite launched a new chapter this week, and it is awesome. It is good. Graphical update, looks amazing. Like the gameplay, they switched out all the guns, brand new island, new IPs, and I played like the actual event where they like did the thing where they flipped the island, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Like I get it. Like this on-demand gaming has never been something I've been super into, but it's been really cool. It's been really cool. We did a run. We played until like 2 a.m. last night on stream. And literally, my wife yelled at me this morning because I woke her up out of a dead sleep.
Wife aggro?
Ooh. What was that?
Wife aggro?
Oh, wife aggro for sure. Like
in our Discord, and I know Parker will appreciate
real
this.
Sweaty this morning.
We made a wife aggro emote in our Discord, and it's Chi-Chi with the vein staring at you. It's real.
Oh man, but I mean,
because they're like, you are a giant child. That's the conversation. They're not really mad. Wow. They're like, take care of yourself.
My wife is much more of a Piccolo, begrudgingly doing stuff, but way stronger than I am. I'm like Yajirobe. I show up occasionally and go, "Hey, what's going on?" Yeah.
Have a sweet mustache.
Yeah, like that's right. I hang out with the cat and grow beans.
Yeah, the cat's cool.
It feels like
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it feels like Ready Player One, though. It's crazy. You walk in, and it's just like every character you can ever imagine from any IP that you've thought of, and it's just like it feels like Ready Player One. It's unreal. I don't know how I've never played this game until recently, but like with the new update, the new graphics, like they got me. They got their hooks in me, guys.
Did you ever hit the gritty?
The gritty?
Did you ever? That's what they call it. There's this particular dance, very popular with the kids, hitting the gritty. I just wanted to say hit the gritty. I'm going to say it 2 more times. Hit the gritty.
I can't. That's cool. You got to make it. Hold on. Can't.
Is Beetlejuice going to appeal?
No. I mean, I work as a teacher, so I see kids hitting the gritty all day. The gritty. It's the dance.
It's the Bugs Bunny dance. He does a little soft shoe and the arms go out.
I'm surprised it's not the. I'm surprised it's not the current like the cat breeding or Faith Hilling right now.
The Faith Hilling from South Park,
or the Ice Bucket Challenge.
The ice.
All you got to do is tie the gritty to a cause, and
oh my god, yeah, you can make money.
Yeah.
I was surprised at the IP that I saw on the that are coming out for this because they announced Mr. Beast is going to be a skin, right? That's the big thing.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is in here. The Witcher series is being featured, and there's one more. They previewed the Hulk. I don't know how the Hulk hasn't been in here before, but I'm sure something will come up there. And then Doom Guy.
Nice.
Yeah, I was watching this with a little action figure, and I was like, I'm just waiting for Ninja Turtles, man. Once they're in there, I'll be in, and I'm never coming back.
I mean, careful. Once you get in, the water is wet. Like, because I've always made fun of Fortnite. Like, that's a kid's game. I'll never play that. And now I find myself playing until 2 a.m, have like the most fun pound for pound that I've had with the game.
One more.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great.
Yeah, I'm avoiding it for that reason. I'm like, I don't need another like problem.
Oh, they have Deku from My Hero? Oh no.
There you go. He'll cry all over you.
If All Might's in this, I'm installing right now. That's the one I gotta see.
What if you can be Luffy? What if you can One Piece it?
I mean, okay, yeah. That would be the other franchise that I'd say, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and so Phil and I and Higher Ground have all got into like some late night streams. Like last night, I was sitting in bed watching Phil play this game at 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I'm sitting up, I'm chatting in Twitch, and I'm like, why am I just sitting up if I just walk over and be a part of this? And we did, and then cut to 2 hours later, early morning, and I was like, yes, good decisions were made.
I have to download Fortnite, so I think it's just time.
Come on in, the water's wet.
I'm a big My Hero fan, but I'm also a fan of playing games with you guys. That sounds like a good time.
In terms of multiplayer games, I know you really like Smash. Tough day to be a Smash fan.
Are you talking about how my student beat me? Do we need to bring up that salty news? A thing about me, so again, I work in education, and on Speculation News Network, this is not speculation. I have been known as the undefeated Smash teacher at school, and one of my 5th graders came in and beat me. First time in years.
A 5th grader?
Dude, he's good. He's good. Last year I taught 7th grade, crushed him.
And did you have to bite your tongue? Because I think if I was in that situation and somebody fought me with grown hands, I'm coming back out with grown talk while playing, and I think I would have a hard time going, "You mother!"
I was more surprised. I was like, "Oh, he understands the game." And then he said after I saw let's play another one really quick. And then he saw me kind of do the dance, and he goes, "I'm scared to play for a third one." I'm like, the download's happening. And then the real sad realization was I couldn't see the screen without my glasses. Like I kept going like this, and I'm like, I'm old. So I put in some time in the lab, and I'm like, Friday, come back. Okay.
I'm back. Teacher strong now. Come on now.
Yeah.
You would lose control of that classroom so quick.
Yeah. He's a good kid. He's funny. He also told me One Piece is mid-piece, and I was like, all right, we have some problems. But Smash community's hurting because they bit themselves in the foot. So, Shelby, I believe the news story you're alluding to is Panda Global. A bunch of people are leaving Panda Global because Panda Global was trying to do a really big Smash Cup at the same time or tournament as another esports group. And Panda Global basically went to Nintendo and told on them. And Nintendo said, no more Smash tournaments.
Yeah, and this story, when it came out, initially was Nintendo bad. And then a day later,
Panda Global bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a lot of people leaving Panda Global. It's not a good look. It's really sad because it hurt the scene. And the scene was already getting hurt because when Sony bought Evo, it came off the boards. At this point too, and I love Smash, but I'm more interested. I think I might move over to Rivals of Aether just because of I'll always play Smash with buddies on a couch, but if I want to play or get a new fighting game that's Smash adjacent, it'd be that. This is a great version of Smash. The players are really good. It sucks. I've had my biggest issue with Smash is like when you look at the competitive scene, the Street Fighter players will move on or they're done, right? They don't keep putting Street Fighter. They'll do side stage for Street Fighter 2 Alpha or Street Fighter 3, right? Every once in a while. But whatever the new Street Fighter is, that's the marquee game. And Melee always was like, hey, we're never gonna die. It's a 30-year game. I understand how it runs. I get like its movement's great, but like let's move all the good players to the new game, and they just don't like it. People get phased out, and this phases out on a whole new level.
I'm sure it's been said before, but here's the problem, right? And I'm a big Smash Brothers fan. I'm not in the competitive scene at all, but I'm playing since it came out. Smash Brothers is all about being the biggest fish in a real small pond. It's not really. They keep trying to shove this square peg into a round hole and make it a traditional fighting game, which it's not. So for a lot of people, and they're going to get mad, but to which I say, come at me, Stinky. I'm not scared of you. Here's the bottom line. Melee fans are basically competitive Street Fighter players who couldn't hack it, so they found a smaller pond, and that's why they won't jump out. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Come at
me. I don't disagree with you. I think me and you might have to take pitchforks together, brother. I'm a little worried about that.
Hey,
the Melee scene's hard.
Geralt of Rivia died on a pitchfork, and he's effing legendary. So I'll take it.
No,
pitchfork
I'm with
style.
you. In Street Fighter is like the quintessential fighting game, right? Like they nailed it.
Sure.
And Smash is its own thing. Here's the thing: if Nintendo needs to take that in their hand and broadcast it themselves, another form of income for them, and do weird stuff like, hey, we're doing items this season. We're doing just like show the case the game, make it fun, and give the people some coin. I think the thing Nintendo's really banking on though is Nintendo Movie Studios. I gotta talk about the Mario trailer. I'm very excited. Eric, though, I believe you have some different feelings that you've been waiting to share with me. I'm gonna brace myself.
I've been waiting. You've been forcing them out of me. Like
you've been forcing it out of me by showing it to me. You showed me this thing.
No, look,
that's Fortnite.
So it's so real.
I am fundamentally just against, like, the idea of video game movies just offends me.
Yeah,
it is a step. It is a conceptual step backwards. You know, think about this. You can sit on your couch 2 hours before the movie and dive into the Mario universe, immerse yourself in the Mario universe, run around, have your own adventure, do your own thing, and then pay money to go sit down and watch an on-rails production about something that is just, I don't know.
But I can't see Jack Black if I'm playing Mario. That's my problem.
Here's what's interesting. Eric, you're having a completely separate conversation, but you are the smartest person in this room because I absolutely. Here's the thing. I'm in animation. I love working in animation. Call me for the Donkey Kong sequel. I'm ready. The people who are working on this, it's Aaron Horvath and his partner from Teen Titans Go. It's Ed Scudder from Dick Figures of all things back in the day working on this. Explosive talent, really fun team, an interesting cast. There's so many issues about that. I'm looking forward to this. My kid is excited about it. But your argument, I'm fully with you. Fundamentally, I know exactly what you're saying. Video games are a discussion. They're a relationship between a developer and the player. There's tit for tat. I am in the game. I play. It's call and response. A theater is not. The game is a stage play. This is a movie, and therefore the live audience section of it is completely ripped away. This is like watching somebody else take your wife out on a date. Hard pass. I get that. I fully understand you here. And I understand. So that's on the heart level. On the conceptual level, you're also correct because Mario, of all franchises, is always about, I don't want to say it's like a glorified tech demo because I think that cheapens it. But Mario is all about pushing boundaries and exploring what's possible in this genre, that genre, or this genre. Mm-hmm. In what small, weird ways can we tweak a design philosophy and see what this everyman character can do? Mario is so special because he's not special. And anyway, it works so good as a game. So to turn this into a simple narrative is exactly what you said, conceptually a step back. That said, I think that's looking at a sort of big picture that's super intellectual, whereas the film is on this level. It looks fun. Go watch it. Go watch it. Eat some popcorn.
I think my kids will enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And let your own inner kid out and just go along for the ride.
Now, the real question is, do you show them the original Mario's movie to let them know how low it can go? Like, hey,
it's already
how
better.
bad it can be, guys.
It's already.
You know what?
You haven't sat through Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh God, I was just about to say Street Fighter.
That one's special. Easy.
It's bad. It is horrible. I love Jean-Claude. Look, I'm a huge Jean-Claude Bloodsport. Lionheart.
Anything Jean-Claude touches has a little bit of gold in it. I'm sorry.
A little bit.
It's a special movie.
And so is the original Mario movie. But what do you do?
I would say, here's the thing. If you look at the old Street Fighter, if they subclassed it as comedy, I think it works better. Just saying.
It kind of is. It's definitely like campy. It's real, dude. Bison comes in, he throws off his uniform and then puts on his smoking jacket uniform and a separate hat. It's like just slightly differently colored.
Also, Raul Ghul is like he died on that project. I don't want to talk ill man. He's not intimidating. Like he's not a big buff, like science built man.
That's not what he's playing. He's playing Arch. He's playing Arch. It's big. It's Batman 66. It's all the way on this level. It's for you. The day Bison graced your village was the greatest day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday. That's camp, dude. That's camp.
I don't know.
He's not playing Butch and Beefy. He's playing campy.
He is playing campy. It can't be bad. Shelby, are you taking your kids to this movie? Because I know you like Illumination.
Oh yeah, Illumination Studios. Like I don't think they miss, man. I don't think they miss. Like every one of their movies, I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed that. Like as an adult watching animated products that may have been focused for kids, like in the first place, like I can always find something to appreciate in the films that are coming out right now in the shows, and that is just like something that I love to see. You know, the Mario trailer, like in the beginning, they're like the voice acting. I'm like, it'll be fine. But they won me over in this last trailer when they actually featured the different Mario video games. Like they have him in a cart on Rainbow Road, and they're like featuring the different games within the Mario universe. I'm like, all right, if you can tie it together and put a story to it, I'm game all day. I'll watch this. I'll eat my popcorn. I'm happy.
There's a lot of surprising attention to detail, which is something that this is what I find most interesting about this movie. Clearly, a lot of love went into it. You could throw a rock and hit a Mario fan in animation.
Right.
It's just going to happen. But people have found so many Easter eggs. And the weird thing is, like, Nintendo is kind of known for doing that, but kind of not. But with Mario, they're always quick to introduce new things rather than, some people might disagree with me. But whenever they make a new game, they like to have so much new. And there's almost this sort of cavalier attitude towards lore and continuation. So to see a movie like this say, no, they are from Brooklyn. They do go to this. The story is exactly what you remember as a child, but we're adding more layers. And in fact, check out Mario hits this post from Smash Brothers. We've got the Kong Island. We've got Cranky being his father. We've got the Gerda thing here. We've got Mario Kart. We've got X, Y, and Z with the pipe. They're building a kind of continuity. This is, for me, the most interesting thing about this movie. Mario has been so loosey-goosey with everything that it does that I'm excited to see a cohesive narrative, which Mario has never done. That's for me the most exciting thing about this.
Now, you did this cool drawing in honor of like the Mario manga. I know you're trying to make a Donkey Kong movie or Donkey Kong.
Oh, you gotta see the finished version.
I would love to.
It's up.
It's on. Give me the link so I can put it up here.
Let me find that.
Yeah.
They're definitely
I love the
making a
style. I know, like I saw you say something, and because the animation industry is in a weird spot right now, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, I'll be careful. But you made a comment that January you think a lot of pitches are going to be happening. We're going to see a lot of new creative animation IP here because like Cranky Creek is ending. I always feel like
the audience will not, but the industry will, and that's just because you know, I don't think it's necessarily a secret, but that's when the company coffers open up and you go and you do your pitching. The fiscal year has started anew, and suddenly, you know, towards the end of the year, the executives are all on vacation. It's a done deal. You're like, I'm going to pitch, and it's November. No, you're not. Yeah. Even if you did, you won't be. Nobody important's going to hear it. Like you're kind of farting in the wind if you do that. You want to wait till January, and when January rolls around, it's kind of an unwritten law that if you have a pitch ready to go, that's when you do it, and then it's going to take all year, even if you do sell it. So I don't think you all will necessarily hear about any new stuff. New stuff typically gets announced around the summer, Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, and I know that I feel like animation has eras, just like WWE, just like anything, like there's a flow to it. So like a lot of Craig of the Creek, I saw they just wrote their final episode, and that was a big part for like my son's childhood. Like I think there's this like a 7-year window where certain shows, your show was in there, OKKO, all these shows, there's this era, and then this other waves coming. And then you guys are going to go maybe to this class. There's classes, right? Like a college of like groups.
I mean, it certainly used to feel that way. Like everything is sort of so weird and loose right now that it's odd to think of it as like, these are my peers. I'm like, I think they technically are, but we're all so separate and everything is so odd. And every single network and streaming service is so, but everything's structured differently. There used to be a through line at like, at this network, the culture's a little different, but essentially ABC, XYZ, 1, 2, 3. Now it's like, no, they're speaking a completely different language over here. Things go up weekly. No, they go up all at once. No, they release one season as 2. No, actually they won't. They'll make it all, won't release it at all. So there's sort of a weird schism, I would say, between all the kind of networks and streaming services. So I don't know. It's kind of difficult to say, this is my class. I'm like, we all are having completely wildly different experiences a lot of similar ones, but yeah, I don't know how it's all going to shake out. This is the finished version. Yeah. I put this together on a stream yesterday. These are from some old comic panels of. I've got them right here.
The Super Mario manga. I have the Super Mario one.
Yeah, this is Super Donkey Kong plus Mario. They have these really adorable claymation covers.
Like the old Nintendo Powers. Yeah.
K-Rool's got a bastard son on the back. I think that's what B stands for. Actually, there's a lot of dirty language in this manga. These were like sort of haphazardly licensed back in the day before they, started
How not PC is it by today's standards?
Very.
Okay.
And not in a wow, this is kind of refreshingly edgy, but more like, ugh, I don't know. That's kind of weird, especially with the Donkey Kong stuff, because there's a lot of ape and human crossover, let's say.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's like,
I can't wait for that scene in the new Mario movie. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing. All I know is, I think, speaking of the Mario movie, and we talked about Nintendo Pictures too, I do want to talk about them.
Yeah.
But I think they announced a Donkey Kong spinoff before we ever saw frame one of the Mario movies. So I worked on The Boys Diabolical, and that was with Seth Rogen's production company. So I'm just like, Seth, I'm right here, dude. I'm right here. I'm ready to get in there with Donkey Kong. I've got an idea for an entire trilogy. We're not stopping at one Donkey Kong movie.
No, because there's 3 Donkey Kong countries. I know what you're doing. I've seen.
No. I'm not even doing that. You think I'm doing that? I'm doing Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and then we're moving on to Donkey Kong Country, and then we're gonna take it all the way to 64.
Okay,
that's what we're doing.
That's good, dude. Jungle Beat's the one you used to play in our dorm or in our frat house, right, Shelby? The one with the bongos. I always would come in on like a Friday, and Shelby would be playing that Friday. And I'm like,
excellent.
Cool.
Mario Galaxy team. That was the Mario Galaxy team before they went on to take over Mario.
Nintendo being Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo Studios. I figured there was going to be a Donkey Kong property because Universal has the Mario Land going, and in Japan they released like the Mario section, and they've already started Donkey Kong. So I think whatever film property you see is going to come. Universal's like, oh, we've got something here, and
Nintendo's
is Yoshi
still
next
out.
or is Zelda next? Is it
know.
only going to be Mario stuff, or is it going to be Nintendo Land?
Nintendo is still building their. It's weird. The last 10, 15 years have been them trying to pull back against certain. And this is like it's adversely affected, like the Mario RPGs, the whole sort of no more original characters thing, and it's been kind of a bummer. But really, they've just been saying like, wait, we're realizing that these properties do better the more we tighten the screws down. And you have brand visibility. So Mario needs to be Mario, and Zelda, to a certain extent, can be a little looser, but we should start tightening that down too. And you've seen its narrative being a little more character focused. You've seen them releasing books about an official timeline and history, something they never addressed before because it never was real before. But they're really tightening the screws on everything. So, but I still think it'll be a while before you see a much more cohesive brand strategy in the style of Disney, where they're like toy, show, ride, boom. Nintendo's another 15 years away from that, I think.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
No, it's an interesting. My thought with Nintendo has always been, and it kind of Parker. I feel like he kind of explains it a little better. I feel like Nintendo is in the business of franchises. They create these amazing video game franchises, and that's what they're going to be remembered for, I think, as opposed to the actual games, the individual games. And they're able to get away with making, there are plenty of forgettable Pokemon branded games, plenty of forgettable Zelda branded games, but it also allows them to do things like create these movies and get all this exposure to these movies. And I wonder about, I look at them at Disney as being like Disney adjacent, maybe.
They're copying that model for sure.
Well, there's so many similarities there in terms of things that, and I don't have kids, and, I can appreciate the fact, you guys have kids, and, this is, a great movie to, go and take.
And my kids call him Uncle Eric. They love him. So he's giant man child.
But, I could see a Nintendo style, like Parker's, theme park, we've got, these rides, and, here you've got Mario World, you've got Zelda World, you've got Pokemon Land, and
oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, it would be an absolute worldwide phenomenon.
They have sci-fi with Metroid. They got to go back to the Metroid. Well, I think we're all there too. Metroid.
Dread was very successful for them. Not as successful as the other franchises, but in terms of finally
go hard,
bouncing
make it
back,
scary. Make it scary. It's
we'll
time.
See.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for Nintendo to lead with IP, right? I mean, they've been the silent gorilla in the corner for years and years. Like, everyone has known Mario, and like they kind of throw their teams into a black box, then out pops Breath of the Wild, out pops Mario Galaxy, and it feels like they've really been able to call it luck, call it what you will, but those bangers that come out of those black box studios have really set the bar for Nintendo. Like, there's a reason they're getting away with Switch hardware when everyone else is operating,
because it's all about the games.
Exactly,
it's all about the core experience. This, to me, though, is the main concern, and why I still think they're 10 to 15 years out. And they've added Chris Meledandri from Illumination as a creative partner, and I think that's wise, because you're bringing in, they're a very insular company, and with good reason. It's almost religious there. They have things they will and won't do. And to some people who are new there or get out of it, they're like, I never understood policy X, Y, or Z. But it's like, they do that for a reason. And they have strongly held beliefs because it's backed up by numbers. And it's backed up by critical response and by fan response, by people saying, so there's a sort of belief of, well, whatever we're doing right. But the thing is, when you are that insular and you do have this sort of black box policy, what happens is synergizing gets a lot harder. And that's why I still think they're a long ways away. Adding Chris from Illumination is brilliant. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe another creative partner enter, because in order to get everything running on all cylinders, if that's truly what they want, and I'm not sure it is, I don't know. I mean, growth sort of demands it. Nintendo's never totally chased that. Yeah. They've been it's one of the reasons they're my favorite. Bar none. I love Nintendo because they've always been like, it's that Iwata spirit of, I don't care. The shareholders are mad, but they're like, the shareholders would be mad, but they're like, the game is good. That's what matters.
And you've seen they hold back titles.
They are creators first. And so I'm excited to see what comes next from them. And I hope that's where they're leading from. And I think it is. One last thing I want to say about the company they formed, Nintendo Pictures. I think people may want to manage their expectations from them before we hear a little more, because they were a cutscene house essentially that they bought. I don't think they are necessarily developing new core animated titles. I think they just got
work, right?
I think they just got folded. I think they will and they could do, but I think they're being folded in as an in-house art production team because since the 80s, Nintendo has farmed that stuff out. And just as I said, they're an insular company, and when they're doing more and more and more of this stuff, it just makes sense to acquire.
Right.
So I think that's what's happening. And they're being renamed because now they are purchased. They've been bought. They shouldn't retain that old identity they are now. So I want to caution people. I saw a lot of people in the industry on my side of things be like, yeah, time to go pitch them. And I'm like, I don't think that's what's happening here, guys. I think that's their proprietary cutscene house.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right way to approach this. You know, when you see this Mario movie roll out, they're kind of biding their time to see how it rolls, but then you try to step back and like, oh, it's going to be the next Marvel. And it's like, that's so far ahead of where we are.
They're going to
you have so much to do before you get
They're going to make some money. The good news is, like Eric said, their franchises speak for themselves and they have so much affinity. It's about how do you reward that with not just with your hardcore, fans, but even with the most casual ones, which is what they're trying. That's the needle they're trying to thread with this Mario movie. It's playing on a lot of nostalgia that most of us are like, hey, we still play the game. That's not relevant anymore. What do you mean, Brooklyn? And they're like, not just for you, Chief. It's for everyone to get involved because they need to reach. It's that Nintendo blue ocean strategy, right? That they're so fond of. Everybody has got to be folded in.
And speaking of getting everybody folded in and enjoying the experience, I kind of think we've been doing some new stuff here at Parker. We've been playing some games with people that come on with us. This is a tool I use at school called GimKit. And GimKit, it gamifies education. Like I do quiz reviews or I'll do something here. And they have a Pictionary mode. And because we were talking about Pokemon, I have a random selection of 151 Pokemon. We're all going to draw in this really crude, like finger paint way. Pokemon, the original 151. And if people that are watching want to join, I put in the chat the game and the code. You just make a quick account with your Google account. It's right here. It's a fun time. Shelby's in. I'm gonna jump in here too.
You jump in the Twitch. I want to draw. I love drawing.
Yeah, get in. So you just go to gimkit.com/join. You might need to make an account, and we'll give people some time for that. As we give time for that, Parker, is there anything you want to plug coming out?
Last thing I've been working on stuff that's not out yet. So no, the last thing I was on that released was that Boys Diabolical. So feel free to check that out. I'm sure I've got a TikTok and a YouTube and a Twitter. I'm there. You'll see some things.
The description will be in all the links and everything here.
Feel free to check that out. Yeah. There'll be more stuff.
I want to see you do more Ghostbuster stuff too.
I also want to do more Ghostbuster stuff. That would be lovely. Let me join this 431148.
Yeah. That's my character name too. I made my name the code for everybody.
I was like, who is that?
It's me. It was like join name. I'm gonna make it the code. So anybody in the chat that wants to join, we'll give 1 or 2 more minutes. It's a fun time. We did this with another artist friend of ours named CK. He does a big thing for the Child's Play. What was the charity, Shelby? Why can't I think of it?
Extra Life.
Extra Life. Thank you for Extra Life. And he worked on Ghost of Tsushima. He's done a lot of stuff in the gaming industry. So his were funny because he did them all like stick based, like art style, where it's like you have to guess by the color palette. It was fun. So, did you get your stylus out?
I've got it. I'm ready. I'm gonna draw.
Right, I gotta say, Casey, I'm a little disappointed that we're not doing Bad Guy or Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. I know that was a great bit with Parker. If anybody wants to go watch that from JRPG Live when we did Bad Guy or Taylor Swift. Great.
Wow. When you're that, what is her? I'm not a Taylor Swift
new song
fan.
I will bring that back every July.
But how many songs does she have? I think if you have a discography that big, you're gonna sound like a villain occasionally.
Occasionally.
I think it's just statistics.
It was shocking how hard it was, though. Like you could not tell.
It was pretty difficult.
I like how you guys like Taylor Swift, Fidel Castro. Yeah,
Fidel Castro. That was Fidel Castro.
It's true though. Fun time. All right,
let's hop into this.
Let's go. A random student. We'll do a random. Okay, Shelby is drawing first.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. So he is, for our audience and for us here, he gets the prompt and we have to guess.
It's like Hangman and like Pictionary. You got to type it in.
One letter at a time?
I know it is. Okay.
Is it one letter at a time?
Comes down to my spelling. Yes. There's one. There's some words. He's drawing a red figure. And now
I know what it is.
Now here's the other thing. I'm going to plug this. This is not going on the audio podcast. This is only for people to watch our YouTube or people that watch us on Twitch. If you want to watch the clips, we'll talk about that as we plug out. We're going to cut this separate. Flareon.
I have no idea.
Okay, so you can just
look how long it is.
I guessed it, but I didn't realize.
It's the Chameleon.
Nice.
Oh,
nice, Shelby. Nice.
There we go. We got this.
That was decent.
Hey, you know what? I haven't taken no art classes. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Okay. Watch it be Shelby every time.
Oh
I hit random. I hit random. Next time I'll give. I'll do. I gotta do it one more time.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Did they misspell it? Are we misspelling it?
There's pie.
Is there an E in there?
Maybe. No, I'm writing Tug. What is going on?
There's an E in Jigglypuff?
There's an E?
Oh!
I don't think that's true.
No.
There's no E in Jigglypuff. I call foul.
This is some Berenstain Bears bullcrap.
No. Foul. That doesn't count.
You are correct. That is a typo.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes, I Googled it.
I did too.
How dare you?
Hey,
yes.
All right, random student.
This game is broken.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's a lot of blue. So do we only get so many guesses?
You can keep guessing. No, you just have a timer. We have 15 seconds.
Woo! Whaleon.
Nailed it. Couldn't get that other eye. Oh.
325 for speed.
I thought I did a good job. I think I did decent work. All right, next round.
Well, you don't want to
Parker's
do a good job.
Okay.
You want to be the very best. Ooh, okay.
Like no one ever was.
You had to. Good. He's going to draw the gritty, I think. Is he going to be doing the gritty? Oh, okay.
It's not going to get any better than this, guys.
That's pretty good. That's
pretty
good. I'm waiting for you to draw him like really depressed or like doing something weird, you know.
I'm adding nothing more to that. If you can't get
spell
that,
it.
Magneto on. Oh no! The other part about this is everyone we're being really vulnerable right now because we're all showing everybody how bad we are at spelling.
Oh, it's just
yeah, Magneto.
Oh, I was going I, not E.
Okay.
Spelling the names of fake characters. It's
nice work. I love how encouraging this
Parker goes again. The random.
Okay. Ooh. Oh man. I want to go with one you guys can get, but I also don't want
to. Oh. No. What? Oh. Damn it, Eric. Oh, does it only let you submit so many times?
It certainly seemed like it.
Might have been a lag spike too.
It looks frozen on my end.
Yeah, it might be. Sometimes the game will do that.
Oh yeah, it's frozen.
Yeah. It was Grimer.
Grimer.
It was Grimer. Disconnected, trying to reconnect. They do update the server at weird times. Maybe we'll just take that as a sign. But that was fun. Eric, I'm sorry you didn't get to draw. That's what I'm more disappointed about. I wanted to see Eric. Eric should have gotten Grimer because when we were 12, he showed me the rare candy trick instead of our island and had level 150 muck named Marbles that destroyed my Pokemon dreams.
That is adorable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was
Marbles for Grimer.
I think the other thing I liked about the early Scarlet, I want to say this last thought. I like the hey, we can break the game and make infinite items because that's how it was in Red and Blue. You know, there was the glitches.
But there was another.
It's an homage. Like yes, give me the infinite items.
That was in the early days of this last Animal Crossing too. I had friends who were like, you'd go to their island and they were doing the weird, like you rotated something and they were just creating money. They're like, come on over, it's Inflation Central. And I'm like,
Or hey, I changed the clock. Turnips are worth $9,999. Cash in, maybe.
I never cashed in on my turnips. That was so frustrating.
It's so
my
hard.
Turnips
you have
always
to be
went bad.
Really active. My wife got into that. I think turnips are the Animal Crossing NFTs.
Yeah, non-fresh turnips after a week.
That's right.
They go rotten.
Don't let the market crash. Don't embezzle, boys and girls.
Yes.
I would buy I want a Gaston NFT.
There you go. Gaston's the best.
Him and his dirty house.
Is that the rabbit with the mustache?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go in his house, it's like he's a hoarder. You think you have it sewn together.
I like to decorate people's houses and then just make it garbage bags.
When you said Gaston, I was thinking Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
so I was like, oh man, that's an obscure reference.
Gaston, okay.
Shelby, why don't you take us home?
That's right. So yeah, if you're watching us or you're just coming to us, feel free to join our Discord. We're gonna be live chatting the Game Awards, which is happening this Thursday at 8:00. If you're listening out there, feel free to hop on the website and see what's going on there.
Any predictions?
I think that Elden Ring takes Game of the Year.
Yeah. I think whoever paid the most will win whatever they paid for. It's not. What? Why do we?
You mean God of War? You mean Sony's gonna win?
Why do the Game Awards have any authority? It's not like the Academy of Arts and Sciences. It's literally a group of sponsors who paid to have their product showed off. It's not. Why do we give it any credence? I don't understand.
Because
the Game Awards. The Game Awards of what? Who's Game Awards?
They took over E3, and this is the new world we live in now. This is the winter E3, is what it is.
I want to be the lone voice of reason, just like every year. Elf on the Shelf. I'm like, nope, some lady just made it in 2005. Not a thing. Shove it over. Game Awards. Nope, it's just something they made up. Nope, it's not real. It's
for Jeff Keighley.
There's no Academy. There is no Academy
internet gatekeeper. Jeff Keighley, he has the key to the internet.
It's not a bunch of peers that vote on it. It's a bunch of companies that buy themselves a category.
Jeff Keighley Game Awards. That's how it needs to just be. Let's all call it what it is.
They have no standing in the community. They have no authority. I don't recognize them. I rebuke them. Get thee back and get thee behind me, Game Awards. Go away. I'll watch the trailers the next day. If I have to see one more commercial for Mountain Dew or Axe body spray, I'm going to harm myself.
This podcast brought to you by Code Red Mountain Dew.
Honestly, that might be the best commercial Mountain Dew or Axe body spray has ever had.
Clip it.
They're like, this nerd will hurt himself.
Well, thanks for joining us, Parker. It's always a pleasure, man.
Eric, are you doing your show this Thursday?
The Underpowered Pokemon Hour will be live on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. So
are you doing anything?
Check it out.
Just a six-pack? What are you doing?
It is my collector special. I am going to be talking about getting into collecting. I'm going to be talking about the process of grading cards, and I'm going to be revealing my either top 20 or top 30 submissions. There's a PSA has a
you're about to
special.
make a big submission, right? To get some graded?
Yes. They've got a holiday special right now that I'll be talking about also.
Oh, so this is the time of year to do it.
It will be revealed on Thursday.
Oh, it'll be revealed on Thursday. That's tease. Ryan Seacrest me. I like it. Professional.
That's awesome. I'm going to try to hop on and stream a little tomorrow too.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you done with the inscription?
I am not done with Inscription, but holy buckets, Inscription goes places, guys. It's crazy. Like no spoilers, but that game definitely changes itself.
Are you playing it on Switch? Are you playing it on Steam? Where's it at?
I'm playing it on Steam.
Inscription.
I think so. Yeah. It's a card game though. Like it's a card based game.
Hand of Fate vibes or
Marvel Snap.
Slay the Spire vibes for sure.
Okay.
Run-based deck building, kind of hop in, play through. Okay. It's good. And then as you run through, it kind of gives you the ability to kind of almost break the game, and then it like completely flips the game on its head, and then you kind of go through the steps and kind of break the game again. So it's like a very narrative-based, run-based game. It's like the best of both worlds. I'm really impressed with it. Like it's a narrative-based card game, which I think is hard to do. Yeah. So
and you'll be streaming that. No, you're done with that, right? You're gonna be streaming something else.
No, I'm not done with that game yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm close. Good. I think I got a couple more hours, but who knows? So tomorrow night I'll be doing on that. If you want to follow us on the Twitch, if you're listening out there, we're playing Fortnite randomly at 11:30 at night sometimes. So come hang with us,
or come to our YouTube channel too. Again, all this description is going to be in the links below. Yeah, we're doing some really cool stuff here.
Yeah, and we're shorting, guys. We're doing the shorts.
Yeah, the shorts are cool. I've been playing Marvel Snap, and you should watch those shorts because I give a little breakdown, and you can fully know that I probably did it during a toilet break. I was like, all right, let's go.
That's why the music's so loud on those videos.
Mm-hmm.
5 stars if you listen to a podcatcher. We're out this week, guys. Have a good night.
Okay.
Hit up Casey on Discord for free tacos.